Well, good morning there, Packers fans. Here we are once again in January, and I'm making a video after a Packers playoff game for all the wrong reasons. I don't need to explain it to you of what happened yesterday. And today I kind of want to just do a video to kind of gather my thoughts. I don't want this to be a rant type video, but more of a cohesive, just walking through my thoughts, share them with you, see if anybody agrees, and hopefully give some people a little bit of therapy. I'm not going to say anything that's going to make it feel better, but just a little bit of shared mourning. So, first off, the general consensus that I'm gathering from my views, Packers Twitter views, and Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers is that, you know, this one really hurts because of the fact that this was a really good opportunity for the Packers, and it also feels like that there is the saying "there's always next year" really doesn't apply. You can't really say that confidently about the Packers' 2022 hopes, and it just feels like all the things were aligned. We had one final run at it, and it didn't end up working. Brian Gutekunst pretty much went all in, if you will, to almost reset the Packers team just back to where they were in 2020. Hope for get to the same place, win two more games, get some additions along the way, like Devondre Campbell and Rasul Douglas, who made the team miles better. Hope for the development of guys like Rashawn Gary, some unexpected players like Dean Lowry, development of Josiah Guara, AJ Dillon, and all of that happened. But they just blew it. And I don't want to talk too much about the game, but Aaron Rodgers, man, you gotta play better. You gotta play better, man. And I don't know what the game plan was really. Did they not expect Nick Bosa to have a good game? Did they not expect Nick Bosa to be a powerful pass rusher? I don't understand it. And just a quick passing game completely disappeared. I mean, it was still there to a certain extent, except it was just in the form of 2 yard screen passes to Aaron Jones. So there's that. But as far as the pain this game involves, it feels like, there was, and this is another thing that I gathered from both Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers is we had our eyes set on this glorious Super Bowl. It's like a cartoon scene where you're running at full speed, looking, searching for that ultimate goal, and then all of a sudden, brick wall hits you in the face, and you're just absolutely deflated. And that's exactly what it feels like. Before this game, it felt like we could lose in the conference championship game. Anything could happen against the Rams, the Buccaneers, and we'd have to play a good game. But in the division round, we were like, we're the number one seed. We'll be playing the lowest seed. It will be at Lambeau Field. It would take monstrosity for us to lose, basically. And what happened last night was close to a monstrosity. So there's that, and it definitely feels like a combined, like I was talking about earlier. There's always next year. Who knows if there is next year? Like it feels like the pain of all of the last 11 years of playoff losses are combined into this one just because of the mystery that lies with Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, and so many other players on this team. And yeah, it's hard not to think back of all the bad memories, all the shots we had that just never turned into another Super Bowl win. It really is the finality of it all, of this era of Packers football. You look at the shot at the end of the game of Aaron Rodgers walking off a snowy Lambeau Field, getting a little teary eyed, and you think it's a era of Packers football leaving the tunnel, walking into the tunnel, leaving the field. It's hard not to think that. And not only with all these players, but it just felt like I can't stress this enough. That felt like this was the opportunity this was the chance that we had to make it happen, or else, everything gets blown up after this year. And that was going to happen anyway. So yeah, you had to win it this year. And not only with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, all those players, but then you look at Nathaniel Hackett possibly getting a head coaching job, Luke Getsy possibly going with him as offensive coordinator, either that or he's promoted to offensive coordinator, or Adam Stinovich. So it's just like everything was set in place. And you only get, and it all lies on how you play in one singular game, how you play in 4 quarters. That's the cruelty of the NFL playoffs, and it's hard to swallow here today. So it's going to take a little bit to get some closure from this game. I need to definitely do an episode with Big B, just talking about the game a little bit, just to get some closure from it. So there's that. This is definitely more than a game to me and a lot of other people. If you're subscribed to Underage Packers, I'm sure you're just as diehard as us. And not only do you have the pain of another year without a Super Bowl, but also just now we have to wait till September until we can say the Packers play a game next week. And you start to after the few days after, when you start to get that closure from the game and what happened, acceptance of reality, you get to that point of, wow, the season is really over, and you're going to miss the traditions. You're going to miss people you spend it with, what you do every Sunday, the people you talk to during the game, the food you eat during the game, what you do during pregame, the podcasts you listen to during the week, all the excitement that you get, the people during the week that ask you about the Packers because that's the only thing they know about you. That type of stuff, man. And I'm gonna miss all of that. I'm gonna miss talking to my bud Big B before every Packers game, previewing it, putting out all that content. We'll still be here during all the off season, but it's hard to get too excited about the draft or free agency at all. So yeah. And it's very difficult to escape all of it. I'm literally looking behind my camera right now, and pretty much every single thing in my room is Packers. It is impossible for me, and I'm sure plenty others of you, to escape it. Not that we're completely leaving our Packers fandom behind, but sometimes it would just be nice for a week. I wish let me just take a trip to Hawaii right now where football doesn't exist, and have some Dr. Peppers on the beach, man. But that's not the case, and it's like, okay, I guess I'll have some coffee. Let me grab my everyday mug, which is a mug I bought from the Packers Pro Shop. Oh, I need a shirt. All my clothes are dirty except my wardrobe of 80 Packers t-shirts. So there's certainly that difficulty of escaping. Back to this team and the future of them. Aaron Rodgers said in his press conference that he does not want to be a part of a rebuild, which, Aaron, if that's the case, you better be willing to take a pay cut to a veteran minimum deal, because it looks impossible for them to bring you back on your current contract and not have to rebuild. And even if you do take that vet minimum, it's hard to guarantee Devontae Adams being back, the guy you throw to on 3rd and 11 and in a hero ball situation, and you don't look at anybody else, that guy, Devontae Adams. So, the rebuild word, though, does has a stigma about it, I would say, of like, we got to blow everything up. But it is a transition. It's the word I'd put on it, because, even if Aaron and Devontae stays, once again, it's a transition from an era of Packers football. And the rebuild / transition, I think, will be really interesting to watch this offseason. They really don't have too many players under contract. I mean, you look at this team that just finished the 2021 season, you're like, okay, who on here is realistically in the Packers' long-term plans? And for me, I'd say that's Jordan Love. No wide receivers. Amari Rodgers is under contract, but we'll see what happens with him. Then you got David Bakhtiari, John Runyon, Josh Myers, Royce Newman, And that's really it. So like 6 or 7 guys on the offensive side of things. Then for the defense, you're Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander, possibly Adrian Amos, and Darnell Savage. Past that, it's all a question mark. So got to take a few days on Madden franchise and build a dynasty with the Packers, rebuilding them, transitioning them, whatever you want to call it. And try to find a way to get past this. It's going to be hard to get back into the same passion for a little bit here. Other than that, what a horrifying way to end the season. Just in a vacuum, like not regarding the thoughts you had in the back of your mind on that last 49ers drive of, do we see the last play of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams as Packers? Regardless of that, regardless what the future holds, that is a horrifying playoff loss. The defense played great. I mean, really only holding them up 13 points. They could have done better stopping the run. And I wish, but at the same time, the offense has to do better. Help them out, man. Make Jimmy Garoppolo beat them. There were so many close throws that Jimmy had. Make Jimmy Garoppolo beat them. But because they never ran away with any type of lead, 49ers were able to stay calm throughout the entirety. And then, after the Rashawn Gary stop on 4th and 1, you're thinking, all right, can we get 10 yards on offense, get a few first downs, and we should be good. But that obviously didn't happen. So horrifying fashion for the Packers in their 2021 season. There's always 5 years from now, I guess. There's always whatever the future holds for the Packers. Can't say enough. Thank you all for all the support shown Underage Packers this season. Truly appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be here all off season, so make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Talk to you later. Go Pack Go.